Hey there everyone! For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ro.
And I'm David.
And we have been traveling full time in our travel trailer behind us for about 4 years now, and our trailer is about 5 years old. And if you guys saw last week's video, you know that we have been having some semi-major problems with our trailer beginning to show its age drastically.
Yeah.
So last week we showed you that, you know, our oven had randomly fallen out of its spot, and so we fixed that. We showed you that our max fan is failing, our propane detector is going bad, and since that video has gone out, we have now discovered that our air conditioner fan isn't working. So
yeah, with these failures in mind, we've begun fantasizing about a new RV, and as we've been fantasizing about that, we've been thinking and talking amongst each other, like, what are the must-have RV options that we just gotta have if we were to get a new RV?
the first 5 options we mentioned in this video are things that we actually already have in our RV, which is awesome, but the last 3 are things that we don't have in our RV, so stay tuned for those. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is a lot of windows. Now, a lot of windows is really important to us for a couple of reasons. First of all, we like to work back here at the very back of our RV, so having a massive picture window was a must from the start. When we very first started looking for RVs, big back picture window was definitely needed. And we love it. It gives us this awesome view outside, and while I would show you that, I have to keep the shades down because it lets too much light in and you guys wouldn't be able to see me. I would just be a silhouette against the brightness that's outside right now. So those shades are down, but we actually have a minimum of 2 windows on any given side of our RV, obviously except where the trailer hitch is at. And it's amazing. It lets in so much natural lighting, but we still have a flaw with the windows we have in our RV. While we do have a decent amount of windows in here so that, you know, the natural lighting comes in, we don't typically have to turn lights on at all during the day because it's nice and bright in here. For our big back picture window, for example, I'll open this a little bit, you can see that this is the only part of it that opens. Just these tiny little slots down here at the bottom, and they don't even open all the way, they just angle out, which is nice when it's raining. We can leave these windows open, but another big window that's in here that could allow airflow through here is this one. It's an emergency window and you can't open it. I mean, you can, but it doesn't have a screen in it or anything, so we can't open it basically. And having a lot of windows for airflow is crucial because we like to stay where it's nice and comfortable and have our max fan on to help pull some air in, get a nice comfortable breeze going through here, as well as having a lot of natural light. So a very important option for us, lots of windows, and especially ones that open a decent amount, not ones that open just this tiny bit like this one right here.
The next must-have feature in an RV for us is one that our RV did not come with, so we put it on. And you'll notice a bit of a trend. A few of these, were things that our trailer didn't come with, and we were like, no, we need that. And the first one is our day night roller shades by Irvine Shade, and we love these. The day shade is perfect for during the day when the sun is just like really intense through the window, and you would just want to block a little bit of that sunlight out. It'll still let a good amount of light in, but take away that intensity. And then the night shade is just like so great for at night because it blacks out the inside of the RV, so when the sun starts to rise in the morning, it keeps the inside nice and dark so we can keep sleeping until our alarms go off. And these are slow rise roller shades, so you can just let them go on up by themselves and they stop. And like I said, this is the day shade as well, and you can see how much brighter it gets having that day shade up. You guys probably having a hard time seeing me now. But yeah, we love these. We usually just leave the day shade pulled like this, again, to drop the intensity. And then at night, we pull that down. And there is a link in the video description below to the install video we did on these, if you're curious of checking that video out for yourself.
The next option is something else that we had to install ourselves, and that is a bed lift kit for our bed. Now, most RVs, I would say, at least the ones we've walked through, typically have storage under the bed, and for the most part, all of them we've ever walked through have had a bed lift kit. Let me show you what I mean by that. That means that when you lift up the bed, there are gas shocks down here that hold it up in place so that you can now access the storage down there. And our storage is filled with our pets' food, our hiking supplies.
Sweetie's like, ooh, let me get that food.
Let me get into food there. Some toys for the pets, extra blankets, camping gear, camera gear, stuff that we use most of the time. Some things we use on a daily basis, multiple times a day. So having a lift kit for our bed in order to just hold itself there for the time being while we have to get down here is an absolute game changer. Because when we first got our RV and it didn't have a bed lift kit, having to hold this up with one shoulder while getting stuff out of here was just the biggest pain. So any RV that comes with a bed lift kit is an awesome RV in my opinion.
Another must-have option is yet another one that we had to add to our trailer ourselves, and that is a Max Air fan. And there are a number of other brands, and I'm not really endorsing one brand over the other. You just need to have a nice, high-powered exhaust fan in your RV because, you know, like days like today where it's 80 degrees and sunny outside with no breeze, you need to be able to move air through your RV somehow, and our Max Air fan has been excellent at that. It moves air through here really, really well. Unfortunately though, our Max Air fan is broken right now, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what's wrong with it. I may have to replace the whole unit, I don't know yet. But in the meantime, we're just using these little fans like this. We've got two of them, one in this window and then one in our rear picture window. I'm sure you saw it in one of the shots we had over there. But these little fans are getting the job done, sort of, in the meantime, but it's just not the same. They're just not as powerful as that Max Air fan exhaust fan.
Luckily, this next option is something our RV came with, and that is large holding tanks for our freshwater, gray water, and black water. Now, our RV is only 24.5 feet long, and so it's a pretty small travel trailer, but our freshwater tank is 54 gallons. That's half the size of some of these massive 40-foot Class A motorhomes that we've seen on the road that have 108-gallon freshwater tanks. So that's really good for such a small RV. So we're very happy with our freshwater storage capacity on here, and we have combined our black water and gray water storage tanks together for one massive gray water tank because we have a composting toilet. So having a large freshwater tank and a large gray water storage capacity is awesome for us. It's definitely a massive must because we boondock almost exclusively. And for those of you that don't plan on boondocking at all, let's say you want to stay primarily in RV parks, let's say you have one of those big massive Class A's I was just talking about. If you're going to be staying at RV parks, it's still important for you at the very least to have a large black water storage tank because there are a lot of RV parks that only have water and electric hookups. They don't have sewer hookup. And if you want to stay at, let's say, a state park or an RV park even for months on a time because of the warm weather in the area or things you want to do in the area, you're still going to want to have massive storage tanks so that you don't have to go to the dump station that is probably in the park that you're at as often.
The next three must-have features are ones that our trailer did not come with, and we still don't really have. And the first one in this category is counter space. You can see from here to there, this is all the counter space we have in our trailer, and we're full-time RVers, so we need space to prepare food at, just to place things, like for charging phones, we gotta have a place for that, a spot for our Berkey water filter, and just, everyday living in general. And this small amount of counter space is just pretty annoying. It's not enough at all. And you can see we've tried to add more counter space in the back there, but really all that happened is our computers and our workspace just took over that whole area, which is what we originally built all that for anyway. So we have gained some counter space, but not in like, it's not like kitchen counter space, you know, for like preparing food and stuff. We also, our trailer didn't come with this sink cover. We made this, and that gave us a little more counter space, but you know, this just really isn't enough. And if we were to get another RV in the future, we would really like one with more kitchen slash, you know, like dining room type counter space.
This next feature can be argued that we technically have this space, but in reality we don't. And that is clothing storage space. If the underbed storage here in our RV wasn't taken up by all of the things we need for our pets, we would be able to store extra clothing under the bed, which would then give us, I think, plenty of clothing storage space. But as it stands, we don't. And this is my closet. As a full-time RVer, someone that travels all year long, this is my closet. It is tiny, and David's is the same. We have tiny closets. At first it wasn't frustrating, but the longer we live in it, the more frustrating it becomes, because I like having variety in my clothes. So what we have done is we have taken up the storage up here for more clothing storage, and we have added 2 baskets down here for more clothing storage. You can see they're overflowing. If we could use the storage under our bed, obviously that would fix this problem, but we can't. So having a big closet area would be so amazing.
And the last must-have feature for us in a new RV is one that our trailer actually did come with, but because we installed our solar system, it just took up a lot of storage space, and so we don't really have that anymore. And that is a pass-through storage compartment. Having a nice big pass-through storage compartment is such a huge deal for us, because being able to store a lot of the stuff that we routinely use for our trailer in this, like, you know, garage type area is a really big deal. We have a ton of tools, you know, a lot of just everything is in here for us, except it's really jam-packed right now and basically completely full because we don't have a true pass-through storage compartment anymore. Now we're on the other side of the trailer, and this is the other door that was the other side of our pass-through storage compartment. But like I said, it's taken up by all of our solar components, and so, you know, we don't have a true pass-through storage compartment anymore. If we had all this space, this extra space for storage, that would be so nice, but we get by without it. And any future travel trailer, fifth wheel, motorhome, whatever that we get, we have got to have a nice big pass-through storage compartment.
Those have been our must-have options for if we were to ever get rid of our RV and pick a new one out. Lucky for us though, a lot of those options are things that can be replaced if an RV doesn't come with it. So if we pick an RV that has countertop space, it has, you know, closet space that we want, it has pass-through storage, but it doesn't have things like a max fan, at least we can replace those things and still get the RV we want.
But those have been our 8 must-have options, but we're curious. Let us know in the comments below what your must-have options are for a new RV. And that's all for this video for us. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Sweet Pea, say bye. Yeah, good girl.
Good girl. Good girl.